If you're going to go at nighttime and you're going to act crazy and you're going to do crack cocaine and you're going to drink alcohol, do whatever, but you come to work the next day and you do your job better than anybody else, I got no problem with you. That's just my opinion.
I can't say nothing.
I can't say anything.
Bring me a better guy.
Bring me a better guy.
It's fun to speculate anyway.
Yeah, it is. It gets the people going.
Yeah, you gotta go on. It gets the people going.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Conspiracy theorists over here.
It's provocative.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Spro Talk. I'm your host, James.
Massimo.
Will.
All right. So we started this podcast just so we can create a community where we can just all speak on different subjects and topics and just share our thoughts.
Yeah, so we're three lifelong friends from a little area in Toronto called the Etobicoke North. And we thought we'd start today with a little something that hits close to home. Everyone knows Mayor Rob Ford, and there was a documentary that came out about him recently on Netflix. And, you know, we kind of just wanted to share our opinions on that.
We thought this was a perfect time to bring that up and put our opinion on the table. So let's get that started, boys. So we all watched the documentary, all three of us actually, within the last few days. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we all have the kind of the same view on Rob Ford. We all kind of are pro Rob Ford guys, I would say. Am I right?
I love Rob Ford.
Yeah, we all love Rob Ford here. So we all kind of had the same opinion on the video. And basically, we want to share that with you, like I already said. And let's get started from the beginning.
I think he did a lot of good things for the people in the city. And to me, I don't know, it didn't seem like the documentary portrayed him like that.
Yeah, you're right. I think, honestly, I remember more of the good things than the bad things. You know, a lot of people, especially if you're not from Toronto, you're probably going to only know or hear about the bad things that happen with Rob Ford because that's what they want to show you and that's what the media wants to put out, right? That's what's going to get them their clicks and their views, right? So that's kind of what you guys probably saw of him. But we're here to kind of give you guys the truth of what we really know about him and what we experienced with him from us and from people around us that we grew up with and lived with and et cetera, right? So... Yeah.
I think it's like especially important that it's coming from people that were in his ward when he was city councilor, and I feel like he focused a lot on this area when he was mayor. So we kind of know more of the details of like the little things that he did for the people.
Yeah, I think one thing is knowing him as the mayor, which majority of the city knows him as, right? Yep. But we actually knew him as a councilor. You know what I'm saying? We'd actually see him out and about. We'd see him in the area.
Exactly.
We go to restaurants. You know, he'd be there. You see him at a gas station. You'd be at breakfast on a Sunday with your family or Saturday with your family. You'd see him there. You know, like he'd stop, he'd have a conversation with you. Everyone actually got to know him. You know what I mean?
Yes.
If you called that guy, he'd pick up the phone. Like, he's just an awesome guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
I think like everything he did was for the people. Everything he did in office, he was
100%
there for us.
Yeah, so the same restaurants Rob Ford was eating at is the same ones we were eating at. We literally live in the same community. So just like James was saying, he was seen often, you know, by not only by everybody but by us because we're in the same community as him, right? So like we got to see his day-to-day life, right? So it was pretty cool to see, and that's basically what we're here to talk about.
Yeah, I think like when we go back to the video, like how do you guys think they negatively portrayed him? Like first of all, everyone knows about the famous crack video that was put out.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Those are definitely out there. Those were all over in the States, all over Canada, right? I think those blew up the most than anything.
He was on all the talk shows.
Oh, yeah. He was on all of them.
Yeah.
I kind of wish he actually, when they found out that he was doing crack, I wish they kind of just, you know, they gave him a chance to actually say he did it, but I wish he kind of came out and said that he was doing it.
Yeah.
Because I think people that were harsh on him or that were hard on him, they would have actually forgave him for it. And I think a lot of people actually took that like personally, you know, they start to develop hatred towards him and, you know, it just caused some chaos.
And like, he did end up confessing that he did do it, but like you said, it was later on, right? It wasn't in the beginning. It was down the road, right? And there was a lot of people who were really upset when he actually admitted to doing it because a lot of people that were really close to him, this is going off of the documentary of his, a lot of people that were really close to him actually believed that he didn't do it. And they thought, okay, even if he did do it and he's not telling the media, he's going to tell us the truth. But he had kept it tight and he said no to everybody. He didn't do it. So when he did let it out, there was people that worked in his campaign, people that were close to him, side by side with him every day, working with him. And they were just they were upset. Those were the people that felt it, right? Because they're like, this whole time we were thinking that, you know, you really didn't do it, right? But that's they weren't upset that he did it. They were upset about the trust issue there, right? That's what it was.
I think when it comes to people of power, like people don't try to help them as much as like a random drug addict on the street, right? Like
They kind of want to see you fail.
yeah,
100%.
Especially because the type of mayor that he was, like he would try to cut down the councilors' budgets and that type of thing. I feel like they really wanted to try to push him out, so they just did anything they could. But I don't know. It's kind of, I feel like those same people, if they saw someone on the street, they would react way differently. You know, like they would want them to, like, I don't know, like these safe injection sites.
No, like you said, yeah.
So
100%.
I don't know, like they would react differently to them, but.
Yeah, no, like you said, so there was a lot of people in that house there that were against Rob Ford because he was cutting down so many jobs, right? Before the good, you know what? Like, yeah, he was cutting out jobs. You know, I understand that's somebody's job that they provide for their family, but those were jobs that were affecting the city.
Yeah, they were
right?
like waste.
Affecting us, the taxpayers, right?
Yeah.
So they were. He was cutting all the jobs that weren't needed, and that's why these people were against him, and these co-workers of his were against him, and they wanted him out because he was setting things straight in there, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's how you look at it, I guess, right?
Yeah, and like not only the jobs, like counselors' expenses too. Like he
That was a huge one.
They had so many free perks, like the zoo, parking. I don't know what other ones there were.
Oh yeah, you name it. There's a whole list.
Casaloma.
Golf courses, 18 holes at a golf course. Like
Yeah, like come on, where does it stop, right?
all things that they could afford to pay for themselves, and like the normal people probably have a tougher time going out and paying for those things. But
100%.
they get these perks, and our
Metro
taxes
Pass.
get raised for them.
Yeah, and it's not, and the point is it's not about affording it and not affording it. It's about these are really things that someone at work shouldn't be getting, and the taxpayers are paying for this, right?
Yeah.
So me and you are paying for them to go to the zoo, and then now it goes back to what you said. So we might be paying for them to go to the zoo, but we can't even afford to go to the zoo, but we're paying for them.
Yeah.
So that's what you were saying, right?
Exactly.
So it's like, you know, things get out of hand a little bit, and it's and he caught that on right away, and he put an end to it, and he put a stop to that, and that's why these are some of the things that we liked him for, right? Yeah. So he was really serious when he talked, and he was serious about what he said. He wasn't just talking and then he wouldn't do it. He would do it, right? And he always did that, right? And he proved himself.
There was actually a clip of him on YouTube. He was talking about all the perks that counselors had, and he was saying that I think the part that really troubled him was that he was making $100,000 a year as a counselor. And he probably figured, he's like, okay, why are we getting all these perks when there's people that are making, I don't know, 30, 40, 50,000, maybe even people that are working part-time jobs in school and whatnot. Yeah. They're paying for these things if they want to use these facilities or park, whatever the case may be.
Yep.
He's like, why am I getting it? He's like, I don't need to be receiving this. I make good money.
Exactly.
That was his point.
Yeah. That was $100,000.
And that was honest
back then too. Imagine now.
Yeah, I know.
Like, it's way more now.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know, it's crazy. And then if you look at what he did when he got into office, right away, he didn't raise the property taxes, and then the next couple of years he raised it by less than what the rate of inflation was. So like you could see that the cutting that he was doing actually helped the people of the city.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
It's like it's for the greater good. Even if you have to cut jobs, if you cut, I think it was 7,000 jobs in the city. It was like of city waste out of 50,000
employees.
Workers, 50,000 employees.
Yeah.
That's like 14%. You cut 14% jobs, but you're saving tax money for all of Toronto. So.
Exactly.
Sure.
And
for the greater good.
Yeah, and him cutting down those jobs, it didn't slow down any production or anything. It actually sped it up, if anything. Like I said, like we said earlier, he was cutting jobs that were not needed, right? That were just these jobs were in there and they weren't supposed to be there anyway.
Yeah, I
right?
think like new developments came, new technology, and
and he took it on and grew with it.
Yeah, that type of work was just outdated, so they brought in more efficient ways of doing things.
Yeah, and like people were talking about, it's, you know, at 7,000 people that lost a job, we understand that as the working class people 100%, but that's 7,000 jobs going down helped the city so much more. So many more people benefited from that.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, for the greater good.
For the greater good, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, and then like I don't know, I think back to the documentary, like there was a lot of, it seemed like the news, like the news outlets, they were all against him. Like all the journalists, like you see that one journalist that, I think there were a couple, like they just did not have anything nice to say about him at all. And like how can he do all these things to help everyone and then you have nothing nice to say to him about him at all? Like, so there's something there.
Exactly. So like what they were saying is, you know, what kind of mayor does crack cocaine? What kind of mayor is drinking alcohol? This and that, right? And I understand that. We all understand that. Of course, nobody wants somebody running your city who's under the influence, right? But at the same time, when he was standing in that office, he wasn't under the influence. It was on his own time late at night. We know everybody has their own life, and of course, even if it's on his own time, it's not something that we're looking up on. We're saying, okay, yeah, that's fine for him to do. But he was doing it on his own time, and when he was in the office, he was making sure he was doing his job right, and that's what we care about. For me personally, my personal opinion, if you're gonna go at nighttime and you're gonna act crazy and you're gonna do crack cocaine and you're gonna drink alcohol, do whatever, but you come to work the next day and you do your job better than anybody else, I got no problem with you. That's just my opinion.
I can't say nothing.
I can't say anything.
Bring me a better guy.
Bring me a better guy, right? So why? Just because you got a guy wearing a suit day and night, going home and sleeping in his suit, wakes up in his suit, he only drinks a glass of water? Like, I don't really care about that guy.
And like Massimo said, the media often poked at the fact that he was doing crack. They poked at all the bad things.
Yeah.
But they didn't talk about the good things that he was doing. Like as often as they would talk about the bad things.
Yeah, of course.
Like he was donating his entire salary. He wasn't taking a salary.
No, he wasn't.
Because his family had a great business. They owned Deco just off the 401 there.
Yes, that's right.
So he didn't need that $100,000 salary. That was going to Don Bosco football team.
Yes,
other
exactly.
city programs.
Yes.
Like I really didn't hear about that from the media.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Right?
No, none of that was portrayed. The only thing that they talked about is when he apparently took money for the Don Bosco football team.
Yeah.
Right. But that all went to court. Right. They wanted him out of the office when that happened, and what happened was, I guess he won the case, right?
He ended up
He didn't lose the battle.
Yeah, he didn't lose the battle. He never really lost the battle, right?
Yeah.
So he was back in office. He said, "Look, no, you know what? I'm gonna stay here. I'm here with a goal, and I'm gonna achieve that goal. I'm not leaving this office. You know, he was doing something good, right? If anything, that I agree with what he did. He wants to use money for sports, for young kids and for high school kids.
You know, especially for that area, like when it gets Rexdale, we all know Rexdale pretty well.
Yeah, like if you could keep some kids off the street, why not? 100%,
exactly,
right?
It's making them do
he
good
changed a
things.
lot of lives, 100%.
And think about other things that politicians use money for that
That's
are
why.
not helping other people in the community,
And that you don't hear about.
It's
At
just
least-
helping themselves.
Yeah.
At least these things you're actually hearing about. You know
Yeah.
where the money actually went for
Yeah,
once. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Yeah.
That's what it is too. So every little mistake Rob Ford made, he was accountable for. They caught him on every small mistake. They called him out for it, right? Where there's other mayors and other politicians, they make mistakes. Nobody hears, just like James said, nobody hears about it, right? We don't know about it. There's bigger things, worse scandals, right? But they made sure every little move he made was documented, right? So they had everything on him that they could. If he threw out, you know, probably a pack of pens, they would document it, right? Like they were watching him, right? So that's what it was. So
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of it was taken out of context too. Like there was that one example that we were talking about earlier when he was talking about like the work ethic of Oriental people specifically, and he was saying they work like dogs, but like a lot of the context was cut out of that message. After he said they work like dogs, he also said like these people are such hard workers, they would fall asleep beside their machine just to do the work. So like I don't know, if someone said that about my culture, I'd be happy. Like
it was all good intentions.
I believe there was a petition after for him to apologize to the community.
yeah.
And he did.
Yeah.
He explained
Yeah.
himself. He apologized.
Yeah.
He did.
But you know what? In my opinion, I don't think he should have apologized.
Yeah.
I don't think he did anything wrong.
No, I
Like,
don't
for
think
me,
so
I'm
either.
Italian. I come from an Italian background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My family is from Italy.
Yeah.
And the way I see it, if somebody said Italians work like dogs, I'd be fucking happy. I'd
Yeah,
love it. Like, you
100%.
know, that's what's so bad about that.
Exactly.
100%.
I think it's great.
Call me a hard worker all you
Appreciate
want.
hard work, man.
That's what I mean. If they said you worked like rats or something, sure, take offense to it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, what do you want, right?
Yeah.
But when they're saying you work like a dog or something like that, it's he means well. He meant all good intentions from it, and they took it the wrong way. And they probably knew he meant good intentions on it, but they said, "Oh, look, here's another thing we could do to take him down."
Yeah, 100%.
right. So they probably already knew, and everybody kind of knows that phrase. Oh, these guys work like dogs. Everyone knows in the working life, at least, that's a compliment.
That's a
right?
compliment.
So they knew that too, but that was another jab that they could take at him. So
well,
they
when-
went for it.
When you have one guy trying to like take out your perks, like that's what you're gonna do.
100%,
right?
and
you're gonna try to
Exactly.
attack him where you can.
Imagine being at work and there's one guy, you know, and he's trying to cut down on everybody. But the difference between that and this is that this is something where he's saving the people's pockets, right? So it was a whole different situation. But I understand where the workers are coming from too, because they want to sit there and get paid to do nothing. But Sorry,
You know what, man? Like, okay, so a lot of these councils, they had some great perks. They had what, transportation. At city council, they'd have like big buffets, I believe I read.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, a lot of people are pissed off by that.
Like Rob Ford said himself, they could all afford that. Why
They're
do
all
we
getting
need
paid
to be
very
paying
well.
for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Like
he's probably like, ha, fuck you. He's like, I can afford this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I'm okay. Like he has other sources of income.
Yeah,
Right? So
100%.
for him, he didn't need those things. He just cared about the opinion of the people. Right?
I feel like that's kind of probably attributed to a bit because like coming from a wealthier family, so he knew that he could afford it.
Yeah.
But like still, like if you have and they all get paid good salaries, so why not pay for yourself? Like you can afford it. It doesn't matter if you came from a rich or poor family, or you're making a lot of money now, so
Yeah.
you can afford it. Pay for it.
Yeah, like I don't have the stat off the top of my head, but what was it? His first year in council or something like that, he spent like
$10?
As a counselor.
Yeah,
He claimed $10 in expenses,
Yeah.
and then the next year he claimed $4 in expenses. So
So what could he have really bought
and
with that? With
before that,
$14?
how much what was the average counselor's?
I think that was for the total counselor's office, though. Not like I think that was for the campaign and everything, possibly. I forget.
Yeah, but it was about
It
like
was
50,000.
Yeah,
no?
it was 50,000. And when he became mayor, he lowered it to 35,000.
Yeah, so
It
like,
was quite significant compared to the $10
Yeah.
and that $4.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's no counselor that just spent $10.
Like what
he
did
was the only one.
What did he expense? Like, you know, a beer,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah,
an
who knows? No, it probably was something way more.
espresso?
It was probably something that actually was
significant, like it actually
his
meant
work.
something. Yeah, to his work. It's
Yeah.
probably like pens
Probably
or
like
something.
an
You
actual
know,
That's what I'm
office
saying. Yeah,
like
I
some
know. Like
supplies.
for $14, like it's not like he was like
Yeah.
going crazy on
Yeah, yeah,
people's
yeah.
dime, you know?
yeah.
So that's another amazing thing to look at of him, right? To see what kind of person he is, and then going out of the documentary is and seeing Rob Ford around is where we actually got this shirt from, Ford Nation, right here. We went to Ford Fest years back, and he does this every year, and they actually still do it in honor of Rob Ford to this day. And what it basically is he holds a huge barbecue. It's all free food. They give back to everybody. He hands out hats and T-shirts, and he's there to spread his word and things like that. And it's such an amazing event, and it's something that I really enjoyed being at. And yeah.
You know what? Like that has like a sentimental value to me because my father was a big fan of Rob Ford. In front of our house, we actually, when he was running for mayor, we had a massive banner covered.
That's right. I remember that. I
in front
remember
of
that.
my entire house.
Maybe we can insert a picture of that.
I'm going to 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll add a picture there for you guys to
Yeah.
see this.
But I remember his brother Randy actually knocked on our door. He was wearing like a cowboy hat.
No way.
And he's like, "Oh, do you want a sign in front?" So I think I don't know if we already had the Doug sign in the front of our house. It was like a pretty good one. It was like a decent size.
Yeah,
sign.
yeah.
So then my dad's like, "Get me something bigger."
Oh, nice.
So he came back with something bigger, dude. He came with a banner. He's like, "You want to throw this up?" My dad's like, "I'll throw it up." So me and my
Covered the
dad
whole
we
bay
literally
window.
zip tied it, dude. It covered like 3/4 of our house.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And buddy, it stayed up there until he won.
Oh, that's so awesome. And I remember seeing the picture. That was so cool. And I even remember seeing it when we
Yeah.
were younger.
We're gonna
too.
attach it. We're
We
gonna attach
actually
it for sure.
we actually
Yeah.
went to school right across the street from his house, so we would see it every.
Yeah, so the
single
whole
day.
school got to see that, which was
100%.
awesome.
It was
yeah,
dope.
it was really cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wonder if you still have that thing.
Dude, I've looked for it. I couldn't find
Couldn't
it. So
find it,
I don't know
eh?
if they took it back. I don't remember.
Oh, probably you're right. Yeah, because they come back.
Likely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess it reduces expenses. What he was all about, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think like he probably made those at his own company.
Yeah.
Did they
that's
make
true.
things like that?
For sure.
Yeah,
For
that
sure.
cool. Yeah, they did things like that. So
Yeah.
It was a printing company, right?
yeah.
It's also crazy to think about like the comparison from that to now. Like now our property taxes are increasing by what was it 7% we read this
Yeah,
year?
it's insane now.
7%.
Like when you think about that, I don't
What
know,
a difference.
It seems like everything is just helping out. Like people that own homes now like, hardly afford the homes. Like I don't know. It used to be like a good thing to live in this city, but now I
Yeah.
don't know. It's like it's
Oh
getting
yeah,
harder and
it's
harder.
changed. It's changed tremendously. Right?
It was happy. It was happy times. Like you'd come home, you know, like you're looking forward to the weekend, sitting in the backyard having a beer. Now you're coming home. You're like thinking about next week, you know, like
Yeah, you're just
trying to
thinking
make
about,
ends meet.
Just thinking about Monday. That's it.
It's crazy. Yeah, exactly. Like you're
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
forward to Monday. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Right?
that's kind of what it's come down to now, which is really sad, right?
It's very sad.
And yeah, going back to Rob Ford. So Rob Ford was the type of mayor. So you could literally call on his personal phone and tell him that there's something wrong. There's a tree on your driveway. On your lawn that's taking up too much space and you can't get rid of it. And he would show up. He would show up to your house.
show up.
He would show up himself to your house and he would try to solve this problem for you. And that not just one time. He would do it for everybody. Everybody he walked around and met, he would give them a card. He would say, here, call me if you need a problem. And he's not just giving you that just to give you that and say, call me. If you, no, he's there. He's going to come. He's going to show up. You call him, he's going to show
He
up to
got
your
dirty,
house.
100%.
Yeah, he got dirty. He would show up to the spot all the time. He was everywhere. He was never sitting in his office, you know, doing whatever, right? He was all over the city. He was really trying to make a difference. And he really cared for the people. You know what I mean? Like, he knew what it was all about. And especially our area, right? Because he grew up in this area. So he was really here, you know, trying to make a difference, and we appreciated that. That's
we saw
for
it
sure.
firsthand.
We saw it
We got to
firsthand.
see it firsthand.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And then I think going back to the documentary, like probably the best part of that documentary was when he was talking about Mr. Sub. When,
Yes.
Rob Ford made a trip to Mr. Sub, and the owner said that his delivery driver wasn't going to be back on time or something. So then Rob Ford says, "Oh, I'll go deliver it to the guy." So imagine like the mayor of a city coming to knock on your door.
Yeah,
delivering
amazing.
Mr. Sub.
What kind of mayor would do that?
That's
You know, he goes for a
crazy.
sub, ends up being the delivery driver for Mr. Sub that day
And
for
dude,
the owner Gus.
I've heard many stories actually where Rob Ford, not even just delivering things, I heard that he's actually gone to pick up food at places before and just drop it off at people's houses. Just
Yeah.
supply a meal to someone's
Yeah,
house.
supply meal to someone's house. Yes, I heard those stories.
That's
100%.
amazing, man. Like
Yeah.
that's just like
Like I said, they try to pinpoint all the bad that he did, right? And you know what? For me, I don't care about any of that. If you're gonna do all these good things, you know, the good things come with a little bit of bad things. That's you know, nothing ever goes so smooth, right? So I don't mind, right? Like all the bad things he did were more towards his own self. And it didn't really affect the city
didn't
as
affect
much.
me, man.
It
You
didn't
know?
affect us. You know, maybe there's some things I'm missing that maybe, you know, he messed up a little bit on here for the city. But overall, the big picture, he did a lot more good for the city
Yeah.
than bad. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's 100%, right? So, like I said, I really don't care about the bad things he did. He did a lot of good things for the city. The bad things kind of were just towards himself.
Yeah, and I
right?
think there's like a lasting effect from some of the things that he did. Like for example, when we were talking about like how he combated with the unions. Like
right.
I believe there was like some clause that workers that were part of the union, I think it was like the waste management. There was some like I think most
Yeah.
city services, they had like a lifelong, what was it called again? The life term clause, something.
yeah, it was like after 50
Job
Jobs
security.
for life.
Job security.
After
Yeah,
7
jobs for
years.
life.
Yeah, jobs for life clause that was in their contract. So I think it basically guaranteed their jobs for life if they were greater than 7 years of work or something.
That's what they wanted, right? And then I think
No, I think that was in their contract, and then he was arguing against it.
okay.
So this was like probably during the time that we had the garbage strike around there.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was arguing against it, and he would put his foot down. He was telling them like it's either take it or leave it. Like he was
But
telling
he was
the union
pushing it.
representative.
He was pushing it to be 25 years or something.
He
and
wanted
then
25, and they settled in the
on
middle
15.
and like 15. Yeah,
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So like, if you have so much innovation in this world, and you have like jobs that are stuck in like at 7 years of work, it's kind of like you're so much waste. Like there's way more innovative ways of doing these things.
Yeah.
And these people have their jobs no matter what. Like, you know, and who knows if some of them are probably bad workers as well. Like, and they just get to keep their jobs.
That's another
I don't
thing.
know. It's like he fought for that, you know, and then I think like what I was saying, like how this has lifelong effects. I think that would kind of make other unions reconsider when they want to bring like requests to the city, you know.
Yeah, to the table, yeah, because they know they're gonna have to debate with the mayor, right, with Rob Ford, and they know he's not gonna just say, yeah, here, take what you guys want. You guys deserve this. He was fair, you know what? He was fair, but he made sure that
He's not a yes man.
no, he's not a yes man. That's
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
He did what he wanted to do, right, and he was fair always, but
And what he thought was best.
and what he thought was best for the city. That's what his decision came down to all the time, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, he put on some real good shows for everybody, and you know, sometimes they were funny and all that, but and some of those other politicians didn't like it, but he always put on a good show, that's for sure.
He did great things as mayor too. Like when he after the garbage strike, he took over and he got that shit sorted out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
That was
GFL.
who was in before him? David Miller was.
Yeah.
Mayor Miller.
He
right.
resigned because of the garbage.
He resigned because of the garbage.
There's a lot of
strike.
pressure.
A lot of pressure on him. Ford came in, cleaned it up.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
Who did he get in there? That's when GFL came in.
Yeah,
He
everything
gave,
west
he gave
of,
the contract to GFL and I think he cut it by like 11 to 12 million dollars.
Yeah.
That's a huge number. Like those numbers are insane, right? So could you
I think
imagine
annually too, right? Annually by 11 to 12
Yeah,
million dollars.
pretty sure.
That's
Yeah.
that's a lot of money for the
Can
city.
you
man.
imagine the kind of money that was going into that before? 12 million extra for no like, and they
Waste.
cut down that, and the production was still going the same speed, everything.
Probably no better.
even
because
better.
They were having issues, right?
Even
Yeah.
better, right? So it was like, wow. So what was going on there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like $12 million is a lot of money. That's $1 million a month, right?
Because what I think he privatized it just west of Yonge Street, right?
Yeah, so basically split the city in half,
Yeah.
privatize it on the west side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, I wonder if like we were talking about before, if buddies had jobs, like buddies of
It
the,
must
of the
be,
higher
right?
ups,
Yeah.
and they just didn't want to get rid of the waste because they wanted their friends to be employed.
For sure.
It could be 100%. Definitely a possibility because like,
There was something shady going on there, man.
oh yeah, come on,
$12 million.
$12 million. We're not talking 100 grand extra a year. We're talking 200 grand. No, $12 million.
Yeah.
You know
People
what?
were standing around or something, man.
Oh,
You know?
there's a lot of
A lot of standing around, sitting
People
around.
probably weren't even showing up.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Yeah, people probably weren't even
People probably in
showing
their
up,
swimming
man.
pools.
Yeah, like so.
Oh, man.
But even in like to get back into the documentary, like yeah, like Will said before, there were some entertaining things that Rob Ford did. You know, he went to all those talk shows in the U.S. Like it was kind of cool.
Oh yeah,
to
they
see
made
the
a
mayor
they
of
made a
Toronto
laughing
be
stock
on.
out of him. Like it was funny
Yeah.
at the time, right?
Yeah.
But then like to think about it, it's like wait a second, you know,
Yeah.
like they kind of got it all wrong.
Yeah.
Right? Because they don't really know him, and we get that. They just all they can see is this, right? The news
crack
stuff,
videos.
the crack
They got the crack
videos.
videos. That's all they got,
and they
right?
see him talking like in Jamaican, and they see him
Patois.
Yeah,
And then
patois.
Steak Queen.
That's
And then
Steak Queen down the street.
and then saying that he has more than enough to eat at home in that one
More than
video.
enough to eat at home.
got
and-
plenty.
That was the best.
Yeah,
That
he's
was
got plenty enough
hilarious.
to eat at home,
That was hilarious.
and even talking about how he explaining how he is admitting to doing crack cocaine on
Yeah,
live
it was-
television, like
yeah.
you know, like funny things, right? Like
Yeah.
we were all watching that, like wow, oh my god, did the mayor just say that, right?
Yeah.
But then at the same time, we're all like, yeah, Rob Ford,
Yeah.
right? He's the best, man.
Just like nobody cared, man. Like, and it's crazy because after that all came out,
Yeah, he was still
won
there.
again.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
won again.
Yeah.
There was
He
another
won
election, and he won again.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
And he
a-
said it. He said, guys, I don't care like what you guys think. He's like, yeah, I did it. He's like, do I do it? No. He's like, have I done it? Yes. Right. He's like,
Maybe
you know,
he did do it consistently.
yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
he might have, but when he was in his office,
Yeah,
he was
he
doing
was doing
his
his
job,
job, yeah.
So, and that's basically what he said. He's like, guys, I have a goal here, and he's like, I have pride in this,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he's like, yeah, I'm gonna run again. They're like, you're gonna run again, and he goes, yeah, 100%, I'm gonna run again. He goes, I want to do something
Mm-hmm.
here, right?
And I think reporters covering only the bad side of him kind of shows what kind of reporters they are, and like
Yeah, but that's all. Toronto reporters have been
Yeah.
like that in
Yeah.
anything, in sports
Yeah.
and politics. They're always looking at the bad, right?
Yeah.
They're not gonna. Sure, they're gonna talk about the good, but there's definitely a lot more bad, and they're gonna change things around and make it seem a lot worse than it is,
Yeah.
right?
They're just creating controversy.
Yeah, that's what it is, and we know that's their job. And
Yeah.
living here in Toronto, we already know that, so we don't right away think, oh look what happened. We do some research first and
Yeah.
see what actually happened, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then sometimes it might be right. That's what happened, but
Yeah.
they don't put the whole story.
And then even like Jimmy Kimmel putting him on, like you can kind of tell he was trying to make fun of him the whole time, but like at the end of
Yeah,
the day,
sure.
that's-
He was just laughing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But
He was probably high.
honestly, it looked like he was having a great time.
He
So
was,
Who
yeah.
cares? Like,
Yeah.
that's all we care about. He's having a good time.
He's
Who
having a
cares?
good time.
And like, and I know it's probably like backwards, but I bet like the tourism in Toronto increased after that, or whatever. You know, like it put us on.
Yeah,
the,
oh yeah,
like,
it
us on
definitely
the
put Toronto on the
you know?
map. Like there's so many places that probably in the States that they didn't even know about Toronto, right? And like, but after hearing that, everyone's like, whoa, what? Like the mayor over there is like
Yeah.
doing drugs. Like I want to see what's going on.
We had a mirror signing autographs on bobbleheads. Remember the bobbleheads came out?
Yeah,
the-
And like three, like,
Rob Ford
and there was like a
bobbleheads.
few different releases too.
Yeah.
Like phase 1, phase 2,
Yeah,
phase
yeah,
3,
yeah.
they came out.
Yeah, like where do you ever see that happening? Where
He
like
was signing them, taking
Yeah.
pictures with people. It's amazing, man.
That's so amazing,
Yeah.
man. You don't see no mayors or governors like doing that, right? They're not like you know, he was like a celebrity.
Having
right?
fun.
Yeah, he was
That
having
was
fun.
crazy.
He was having a good time. and then,
Sometimes too
like,
much fun, but he's had fun.
Yeah,
He had fun.
He had
That's all that
fun,
matters.
and he let us have fun with it.
Yeah.
Then he went to rehab.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they made him. He had to. He had no choice. They told him. They said if you want to stay in office, you're gonna have to go to rehab and this and that. So he ended up going. Right.
He declined. I think he declined it a handful of times.
Oh, yeah,
always
he didn't
said,
wanna
no,
go.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I'm good.
Yeah.
And then another video came out, and then somebody saw him high again,
Yeah.
right? But then he finally went. He actually made a change.
Yeah. He did. Yeah. He made a big change. Actually, they
He
were
made a
saying,
change. I think it was a security guard saying that.
That's
Rob
right.
Rob Ford asked him. He's like, "What do I do in here?"
Yeah.
And his buddy's like, "Work out, man. Like,
Yeah.
go work out." So then he came back like 20 pounds later. He looked
Yeah. And he
healthier.
really did it.
He
eh?
looked good. You could
Yeah,
see it in
yeah.
his face. Like in the documentary, they actually show like pictures and videos of him. Like
Yeah, before
he
and
actually
after.
looked good, man. Like
Yeah.
he was
Yeah,
taking
you
care of
could tell.
himself. Like he changed his ways.
And
And then like something serious hit him. Right, he got cancer.
Yeah, that's right. And then that kind of just caught up to him pretty quickly, actually.
Yeah. I think he resigned as, or he dropped out of the race to become mayor again.
Yeah,
in
as he had to,
2014.
right? Yeah.
And then he was counselor for like another year and a half, 2 years, and then unfortunately,
He couldn't keep up with it anymore. Like, and even as they said too, they mentioned in the documentary, like Rob Ford was known as not losing any battles. Like, he was always, every battle that he was in, he made sure he won. He walked out and he's like, I'm going to win this battle. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to do this. And he did it, right? He never really lost. Like, there's so many times he was supposed to be kicked out of the office and he ended up staying, right? Like, there's so many battles he won, and then, that's a hard battle to win. That's
He lost one battle, but in my eyes, man, like, he didn't lose the battle. Like, he fought, like
he fought. He fought.
He did what he had to do. He tried to make some lifestyle changes, and just life hit him, man.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I think that's something to like admire too as a person. Like no matter what came after him, like they went after his job, they went after his character, they went after this, went after that.
He still stayed there.
Came out at the end.
Even when his health was down, he was still standing there as long as he could.
People are still talking about him to this day.
To this day, just like we are now, right? We got his shirt up here. We're talking about him, and we remember him.
It's almost 10 years after he passed away already.
10 years.
So that's like the kind of impact that he had on this city and like the people, especially in our area, the people of this area for sure.
Oh yeah, our neighborhood here for sure was definitely pro Ford.
Yeah.
I remember seeing all the signs. Yeah, it was awesome.
I was actually engaging with some people online. I was trying to, just
get some
opinions on him off the documentary before I even watched it. And I can pull some up.
Yeah, pull them up for sure.
I asked, did anyone watch the Rob Ford documentary yet? Didn't get a chance to watch it yet. Would love to hear everyone's thoughts. If you haven't watched it yet and it portrays him negatively, would it alter your opinion of him? Feel free to also share a memory of Rob. So actually, somebody in this group that I'm in replied, and this is actually a group from our area at Rexdale.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And this lady Claudia, actually, I'm grateful that she shared this. We had 2 instances that we reached out to Rob for help. His response was for both of the situations was showing up at our door the next day. Not only did he show up, but he always brought a team of people with him to immediately address the issue. He had a huge heart, and although he may not have been for the world stage, he loved this community and he always did right by us. We are lucky to have him for the time that we did.
Yep.
The first time we met him, he noticed my husband's TTC jacket hanging, and the first thing he asked, "How are you doing with that job?" He had a very kind personality and truly always showed concern for people. Another person, Marlene. I knew Rob enough to know that he had his own demons, but he had a heart of gold. He helped more families than anyone I know from the kindness of his heart. He wanted to see people succeed and would do his best to support you. He'd spent hundreds on many occasions to feed kids and their families to make sure they had food, often bringing it right to their door, as I mentioned before.
As you mentioned before, yeah.
For sure.
And that was something that I actually heard from other people. That was never from this.
Yes.
He put dozens of kids on the right track and got them to go to school. I know young men today who can tell you that Rob was the difference in their life. I was disappointed to see that crude documentary. Just sad.
Yeah, because it wasn't for the good. I think it was more for the bad than for the good.
Yeah.
I got one more from Itala. He helped out anyone who needed this help, even if you weren't in his ward. That's how he will be remembered. Short and sweet.
For sure.
For sure. And that's how we're going to remember him.
Yeah, I think that's how you got to remember somebody like that. The amount of good that he did was great.
Yeah, that's exactly how we're going to remember Rob Ford. We're for sure going to remember all the good things he did. And, we're going to keep his name going, right? And we're going to keep talking about him and keep hoping that one day there could be another person.
Another mayor like
him. We need another mayor like him, man. Right now, it's a 180.
Or maybe even better.
It's a full
better
180
than the
right now.
It's a 180.
Yeah, for sure. And then one more interesting thing that we were thinking about when we were watching the documentary and like after when we were reflecting.
Yeah.
Like, why do we think that this came out 10 years after he passed away? More than 10 years after the last time that he was mayor. Like, do you guys think there's some type of agenda or?
My opinion, okay, so Pierre Poilievre lost the election, right? The federal election. So who's next in line for that role? Who can run for it?
Yeah, possibly Doug.
Possibly
Doug Ford,
right?
100%.
And he made a strong case. He's a big favorite in Ontario. He's won majorities for premier. So why not target him? They don't want him to win.
Exactly. So they're putting this out there.
The other party, they're probably
tarnish the Ford family name, right?
Making him, because he was in all those videos right beside Rob, right beside him almost the whole documentary. He's right beside Rob in every video. They said they were really close, and they always had each other's back, and they helped each other with everything. So they're trying to make it look like something that it's not. And like you said, they want to. It's if he's gonna run, let's put this out there so that people look at him differently. But I don't think it did anything for him.
I honestly don't either, man. Like I think people just love him way too much.
Yeah, like I don't think for Doug this is anything bad for Doug.
No, I don't think so either.
at
That's what
all.
I'm saying.
So I think whatever
Timing
they
is
whatever
just
they
funny.
tried to do, it failed.
Yeah,
100%.
for sure.
Yeah,
If
my
that's what they were
opinion.
trying to do.
If that's what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
We're,
Allegedly.
Why else
You
would
can
they 10 years
speculate.
later?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's speculation.
Yeah. That's kind of what the talks are around the city anyway, so that's why we're sharing those.
It's fun to speculate anyway.
Yeah, it is. It gets the people going.
Yeah, you gotta go on. It gets the people going.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Conspiracy theorists over here.
It's provocative.
Oh man.
But yeah, I don't know, guys. So
I think that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
yeah, I think we
Covered it.
shared, a lot of the important things with Rob Ford, and we kind of went over the documentary slightly. And if you haven't watched it, I suggest you go watch it because even though there's a lot of parts where they're making him look like the bad guy, there's a lot of info in there you learn about him too. You have his security guard and other people talking about good things that happened with him as well, right?
Yeah, you see these people that stuck with him throughout his
Who
entire.
stuck
No
with
matter
him,
what
right?
happened,
So, yeah,
stuck
I-
with him the whole way.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, and my advice to anyone, just go online, read some I don't know, go on Reddit maybe, just read some posts from people that lived in the community. You'll hear different things about him. What you saw online, what you saw in the documentary,
Yeah, it's not who he is.
it's not who he is,
Sure.
man. He's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
a great
no.
guy. We loved him, and that was about it, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was great, guys. I think that was
First episode.
first episode. I think it was
Hope
all
you guys
right.
like it.
Rob
Yeah.
Ford, rest in peace. We love you, man.
Like and
Ford.
subscribe.
Rob Ford, baby. Like and
That's it.
subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Thank
See you
you.
guys on the next one. All right.
See you
Thanks
soon.
for watching,
All right,
everyone.
guys. All the best. Ciao.